Hey, Crispy Crew, welcome back to Crispy Cocktails, where we bring you the best drinks, the best conversations, and get crispy with leaders, coaches, mentors, entrepreneurs, and all-around badasses making waves. If you're loving what we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a sip of the action. And while you're at it, check out our website at crispycocktails.com for everything you need. Explore our flavors, find a retailer near you, browse our gallery, and get answers to your top questions. Before we jump in, don't forget to follow, share, and tag us while you sip. Now, let's meet today's guests. Cheers and get crispy. I am actually sitting here today with Samantha Flanagan with Flanagan Law, the owner and attorney, and you do personal injury law, and I don't know much about that avenue or anything like that, but tell me a little bit about your story and how you got into it.
Sure. I had no desire to actually become an attorney. I was a paralegal for 15 years before I started working for a female attorney at a larger law firm here in town. And 6 months into the job, she said, "You're too good for this. You need to go to law school." And I knew that was true because I was doing all the work and the attorneys just sign and get all the recognition and all the pay. So I was like, it's my turn. So decided to go to law school.
Where did you go to law school?
Creighton in Nebraska.
Yeah, and describe law school a little bit and how intense it is and what you learned there and how you decided to stick with or go into personal injury law.
Yeah. Law school was a nightmare. So going to school later in life, it was harder because I had to relearn how to study. Personal injury, I've always been in the personal injury field. It's been 25 years. That's how I got my start in undergrad. I went to school to be a paralegal, and there was a law firm literally across the street from my undergrad that was hiring, and it happened to be personal injury, so that's all I know. I've dabbled in different areas of law just to make sure as I grew and moved on from other companies, but I just kept going back to personal injury. There's job satisfaction in giving clients money, because I don't ask my clients for any money. All the money that we get for attorney's fees come from the settlements of the claim, so they come from insurance companies. So my clients don't have to pay a dime out of their own pocket for my services.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you can work that way, and it's nice giving your clients a check at the end of the day after you put in all that hard work and to get them whole again.
As much as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And about how many people do you work with in a yearly basis?
A year? I don't know, but we have a steady flow of about 50 clients.
Okay, in the hopper at all times.
Yeah.
And do you do this just by yourself?
I've got 4 employees.
Okay, so 4 employees, and they're all paralegals?
2 paralegals, 1 admin, and 1 marketing manager.
If there was a young lawyer that wanted to get into personal injury, how would they go about the process of starting their own practice?
Starting their own practice, it's been an adventure. I've been in business for 4 years by myself, and I'm still learning. So mentors. You need mentors. You need people that are in the business already have their firm, and network with them and learn from them. That's the only way you're going to survive. I'm still doing that.
Yeah. You still working with some mentors right now?
Yep.
And
all the time.
Would you like to be a mentor to some younger people coming out of law school?
Absolutely. Like my story it was a struggle. It was a struggle getting to where I am today. And I'm not going to talk about that whole struggle today.
Okay.
But I'm more than happy to share it with people who want to go into the business and want to hear the pros and cons and what I went through and the perseverance that I had to get to where I am today. Because if you set your mind to it, you can accomplish it. There's going to be hurdles along the way, but just like any great accomplishment, it's going to take some work.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about being an entrepreneur and having your own business?
Freedom of time.
Yeah.
Eventually the freedom of money will get there, but freedom of time.
Yeah.
I can work on my own schedule, and my office is 100% virtual, so I can travel and work at the same time. And I just love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's actually what I love the most about being an entrepreneur as well, is the freedom to kind of do whatever I want, the freedom to be in charge of my own destiny, the freedom to have opportunities in front of me and pick and choose the ones that I want to go down. And I think that it gets overlooked because I think that peace of mind and freedom in life is ultimately what we want as humans, or at least what I want. And I just think that, you know, working a corporate job or punching a time clock or doing those things just wasn't for me, being an entrepreneur. And I love the freedom to be able to do things as I please. And so I speak to that as well. That's my favorite thing about being an entrepreneur as well.
And that's one reason why I opened my own firm as opposed to working for another firm after I got my license, is that I learned bits and pieces from every job that I had on what to do and what not to do and how the clients were treated. And at the bigger firms, you're a number. You don't even know who your attorney is. The attorneys don't know who their clients are. It's just a mill.
Yeah.
And so I opened my own firm to give my clients the attention that they deserve, because they're going through something traumatic. And if they've never been in an accident before, they don't know what to do at all. And so I'm there to hold their hand, help them get better, and get some money in their pocket at the end of the day.
Walk me through the process of start to finish when you get a new client. How does it work?
As of right now, I'm doing the intake. I'm the only attorney at the firm, but we are hiring. So I talk to the client, make sure it's a good fit for us to work together. Key thing about personal injury law is that you have to be injured. So if it's just property damage, I'm probably not going to be able to help you. But if it's a viable case that we can help with, we sign you up, we send a fee agreement, we make sure that you're getting appropriate medical care, because the whole point of personal injury is to heal after the accident. It's not just all about the money. We actually want you to get better after the accident. So making sure that you're getting the appropriate care, and if you need help finding treatment, we've got a network of doctors that we've worked with over the years that we know, like, and trust. So we'll help set that up. But not a whole lot happens in the case until you're done treating. We want to have the total dollar amount of medical bills, the total dollar amount of wage loss before we settle the claim, because the insurance company only writes one check. That is
Really?
something that people don't realize, because when they're handling the case on their own, the insurance company might say, oh yeah, we're going to pay for all your medical bills and X amount for pain and suffering. And the client thinks that the insurance is going to pay as you go to the appointments, but they don't. They're not going to pay the hospital one check and, the primary care another check. They're just going to cut one check at the end.
And that check goes directly to the client.
Yeah, and then the client has to pay those bills. So if you're going to be treating for 3 to 6 months, those bills might go to collections. And you had no idea because you assumed the insurance company was going to pay because that's what they told you on the phone.
Gotcha. And will that be detrimental to your credit score if that happens?
Yeah, absolutely. Doctors don't want to wait for their money, and they don't have to. So they will
Okay.
they will send the case to collections. But the benefit of having an attorney is that we can try to convince them not to send to collections. And they're usually willing to work with attorneys more because they know that we're going to work hard to get a settlement, so they should get paid at the end. If they're relying on Joe Schmo off the street to pay their own medical bills, that's not as likely. But with an attorney, we have a fiduciary duty to try to help pay those bills for our client.
Yeah, that's definitely rewarding to get somebody back to whole after they've been injured. And I could see your job kind of being somewhat of a therapist too to your clients, and
We're
being a
called
teacher.
Counselors of law.
Counselors of law.
And
That's the word
counselors
for it.
of other things.
Yeah. So, how do you find your clients too? How do they find you?
A lot of it is word of mouth, especially just starting out. It's word of mouth. So going to a lot of networking meetings, and that's how I got connected with Crispy, is that I met you at a networking function.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So now we're here, and it's been so great. We actually sponsored the same team, which was the Colorado Spartans.
Yep.
And we did that with them, and we ran into you, and that's how our network is building too, because word of mouth advertising is the cheapest, best form of advertising in my eyes, because it goes a long way. It helps the community, and you really can get out there a little bit more without spending any money or anything like that. So
Yep.
do you do any other marketing avenues or anything like that? Do you do any paid advertisement? Do you do social media?
Yep, we got social media. We're on the radio. We're on 3 different radio stations. We got billboards. I'm a personal injury attorney, so you see them out there. I'm trying to compete.
Yeah.
I got to play along.
What's worked the best for you, do you think?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth,
the
always,
free-
and that's the
free
best
stuff.
one. Yeah, the free stuff is always the best. The simple side of things. Yeah, I've gone down that path too, where I've marketed, I've done radio stuff, we've done paid advertisements, we've done quite a few different avenues, and I like to try to find things where you can actually see a return, where you can actually quantify it and see if it's bringing in people, because you never know if your billboard is bringing in people unless they fill out a survey or whatever. So you just never know. But I think that, you know, having more exposure and more awareness definitely helps, and that's why we created this channel as well. It's to not only like meet cool people like you and do more networking, but to build some exposure and awareness to Crispy Cocktails as well. So I think that marketing...
And if you haven't tried it, it's delicious.
Right? What is your favorite, Crispy?
The pineapple.
That's my favorite too, the pineapple mango, the tropical smash.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So cool. Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you tell your clients when they come in and, you know, just to get through the process of everything, to get them through to the final check?
Yep. I tell them that my job is to take care of the legal side, the insurance claims. Their job is to get better. The medical treatment truly is important. If there's gaps in treatment, the insurance company is going to notice that, and it will diminish the claim. So follow doctor's orders, try not to get any gaps in treatment, and your case will go a lot smoother.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yep.
And one of the things that you told me earlier too was that you wanted to educate people on having better auto insurance.
Yes. Please have car insurance. There are so many drivers out there that don't have car insurance or don't have enough. You see all the expired plates that are driving around, I guarantee they don't have car insurance. So if one of those people hit you and you don't have UIM or MedPay coverage on your insurance, then you're going to be screwed. So UIM is underinsured motorist coverage. That means if the person that hits you doesn't have insurance or doesn't have enough, you can tap into your own insurance, the UIM insurance, to help take care of you, to help pay for medical bills, to help make you whole after the accident. Because attorneys don't go after the human, despite the wish for justice. Because if the person doesn't have car insurance and expired tags, do you really think they're going to have assets to pay your medical bills? No. So you go through trial, you get a judgment, and you're going to garnish your wages for the next 30 years? Like, you just have to cut your losses. Yeah. So in order to make yourself whole, you have to protect yourself. And having good car insurance is how you do it. And even the medical payments coverage is important. Some people think they don't need to pay the extra premium for MedPay. It's only $5 or $10 a month, so please do it. But if they have health insurance, the health insurance is going to have a subrogation interest against the settlement proceeds. Because it was an injury due to the fault of someone else, they have the right to get their money back for any bills that they pay for your treatment. So having the MedPay coverage through your car insurance can help offset that reimbursement.
Okay. What percentage of car owners that do have insurance do you think have that UIM insurance?
Or the MedPay?
Not enough?
No, it is. It's not like maybe 60% of my clients right now do not have it.
Do not have it?
Do not have it.
Okay.
Because they're trying to save money. I get it. The economy is bad.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make a living, but skimping on car insurance when there's a bunch of crazy drivers out there is not where you want to skimp.
Yeah. Well, and I look at it too, like I have so many different kinds of insurance, and I pay so much money in insurance between business insurance and liability insurance and liquor liability insurance and home insurance and life insurance. And I can see how the consumer would get bogged down. In car insurance, you never know if you're going to have a claim, but ultimately something definitely can happen. And
would you rather pay $7,000 a year in premiums or $100,000 hospital bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Just in case.
So
That's
just
what
add those
insurance
riders.
is there. It's just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. How many people out on the road do you think don't have insurance?
Probably that same 60%.
60%. So more than 50% of drivers out there today probably do not have insurance.
Or don't have enough. They might
don't
have
have
the
enough.
statement on. I mean, the law requires you to have $25,000 in liability coverage on your vehicle.
Which will
But-
not be very much at all.
No, especially if you go to the hospital. It's gone. It's gone right now. But I just, I need people to pay attention and protect themselves.
Yeah. What percentage, we'll get back into more percentages, what percentage of
I'm not an
car
accountant.
accidents do you think somebody gets injured?
Not every car accident causes an injury.
Yeah.
A lot of it is property damage only. It's the luck of the draw. It's how you're positioned when you're hit. It's the speed. And we've had a couple cases where the car was totally annihilated and the client had some bumps and bruises and they were fine. So it's luck of the draw and it depends on the person.
Yeah, and maybe some accidents where it just seems like a small little accident, but there was a major injury involved.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
Yep.
So you want to definitely take care of yourself, take care of your medical bills, and pay those extra premiums just so you're covered.
Yep.
And you have adequate coverage and you don't get caught in a bad situation where an uninsured motorist hits you and then you have to go to the doctor and then you're out all these medical bills. And then they're calling you and it's like, well, there's nothing that I can do about it. How do you fight for people in those types of situations? Is there anything that you can do?
If there's no insurance, there's nothing I can do. And it's sad. That's just how the justice system is. The justice system is not always just.
Yeah.
So we need the insurance coverage.
I've seen that too. That's a difficult thing.
So all the attorneys that advertise on the commercials and the people say, oh, I got $1 million, I got $500,000, that is not normal. It depends on the policy that was purchased by the at-fault driver and the policy that was purchased by the injured victim. And it depends on the injuries. And there's just a lot of different factors that go into those dollar amounts. And so my clients need to manage their expectations because a car accident is not a lottery ticket. You're not going to get $500,000 in your pocket. There's fees and costs and medical bills that come out of that. Like there's just a lot of variables. So I need people to manage their expectations and just focus on healing and let me get them the compensation that I feel is fair and see where it goes.
Yeah. And basically, if that happens to you, then you can just get back your medical bills and your loss of pay. Is there any like pain and suffering too?
Yep,
Can you
pain
get
and
some-
suffering's included. Yep.
Okay.
In that one check that they cut.
In the one check.
It's for everything. Yeah.
What's one of the longest cases that you worked on? Have you ever worked with a case that took years to settle?
Yeah. Usually, if there's a surgery involved, it takes longer for the people to heal. So we have to wait until they're done with, physical therapy. And sometimes we have to litigate some of our cases. 80 to 90% of our cases, we don't even have to file a lawsuit on. I'm really good at getting settlements without even filing a lawsuit, so we don't have to go to trial. But there's a select few that I feel justify going to court. But even those, you don't have to actually go to trial. You file the lawsuit, you do some depositions, and then you still go to a mediation, and we can usually get it settled there. So the jury trial at the very end is very rare. I've been in business for 4 years, and we've only gone to trial once, and we won big.
Really?
So it's totally worth it. But there's a reason why we went that far.
Okay. And obviously it paid off in the long run.
Yeah, but you run the risk because the jury might not see things the way that the injured person sees things. Maybe the jury has been involved in a car accident and they didn't get the amount of money that we're seeking, or they were an at-fault driver themselves and they felt that the justice system was skewed. You don't know how the jury is going to react. And so you could very easily lose or get less than what the settlement was before trial. The jury doesn't get to hear the dollar amount ever.
Huh, interesting.
So it's a risk.
So the jury doesn't hear the dollar amount ever? Even
No.
when you like start, it's like, this is how much we're going for?
They hear the dollar amount of the medical bills. They
Okay.
hear how much we want,
Okay,
but they don't hear how much was offered.
okay. And you say you've only gone to trial once. You deal with 50 clients usually at the same time.
Yep.
And so it's very, very rare that you don't settle.
Yep.
And one of the things that you talked about too earlier was that I think you like the fact that you don't have to go to trial. And people that want to be lawyers that don't want to go to trial, this might be a good avenue for them to go down.
Yeah. A lot of our work is pre-litigation, and it's transactional, but it's not transactional in a way that you're working for a company, which can be kind of dry. I tried doing some business law and real estate, and it was too dry for me, because trying to help a company with no feelings, and I have compassion, so personal injury fit better for me. You're still working for a human. You're trying to help them. You're the helping hands. You're there to guide them, but it's transactional in the pre-litigation phase, and we don't always have to go to court. So, and there's firms out there that only do pre-litigation, and if it needs to go to court, then it's outsourced to another firm to go to court. So if someone wants to be an attorney and they enjoy the thought of personal injury but only want to do the transactional, it's totally possible.
Okay. Yeah, that's good advice for somebody that's getting into law that doesn't know what they want to get into. Because I know quite a few lawyers that want to be trial or jury lawyers,
Yep.
and then other people want to stay away from that. And I always feel like if you want to go to trial, then you need to be a good arguer, right?
Yeah. And thick skin,
And thick-skinned.
because the judge can rule against you even if you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where we get back to not always just, maybe.
Yeah.
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 So, what are some of the other things that you've learned throughout the journey in doing this, and, you know, in business and in the lawyer side of it, and how do they mix?
Being an entrepreneur is hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. The law has come easy to me because I've been in it for so long, and because I was a paralegal for so long before I became an attorney. The whole legal side was easy. The entrepreneurial side has been the most difficult. The drumming up business constantly, because in my world, ideally, I don't want repeat customers. So trying to find new people, as bad as it sounds, that have been injured in a car accident, I mean, it's a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, there's car accidents every day,
Yeah.
but trying to get my face in front of them and have them call me and retain me is the constant struggle. So
Yeah. Do you work with anybody outside of Colorado?
no, I'm only licensed in Colorado.
Only licensed in Colorado.
Yep.
And so being an entrepreneur is harder than being a lawyer.
Yes. Yes. So much.
What are some of the things that you learned along the way? Is drumming up business the most difficult part for you? And are you like good at the admin stuff and everything else, or?
Leadership. I'm learning how to become a leader. I have the employees now, and being able to delegate and letting them learn the mistakes on their own and learn from them and not have it jeopardize the company, and just trying to get along.
Yeah.
Like it takes work. It takes work.
And it's hard too when you've got 4 employees and you might not have as much business and you're waiting on a settlement, and these cases take
Yeah.
3 to 6 months.
Yeah, I don't
And to
get
paid
paid
out-
until the case is settled. So
Yeah.
I work for free until the case is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
That's got to
stressful
be
as well.
difficult when you're looking at taking on cases too. I'm sure you're probably kind of selective in the process when it comes to that, or how do you analyze those?
If I think I can win, I'm going to take the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice.
It doesn't have to be a minor injury or a major injury. I'm still here to help. I got bills to pay.
Yeah.
And I still want to make sure that clients are getting the representation that they deserve and not get brushed off by the bigger firms. And that'll help the word of mouth. If I'm taking care of the little guy, they're going to tell their friends.
Yeah, definitely. And I know how difficult it can be to delegate and take on employees, and it can be very stressful. I think that managing people is one of the most difficult things that an entrepreneur can do, and you don't know sometimes when to take on employees. When did you know that you needed to take on some employees, and how do you manage them? What management style works the best for you?
I was working 14-hour days and getting exhausted.
Yeah.
And so that's what I knew it was time to hire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Trying to get more the freedom of time that I went into business for, I was losing. And we had the financial stability to hire, and so that was the decision.
Yeah. I know that one of the things that we do with our employees is we try to hire only quality people, and we can delegate to them, and we can actually hire entrepreneurs inside our organization and kind of let them go, and kind of all put the structure together to where kind of here's the goal, here's what we want to accomplish, how are we going to get there. I know you had mentioned to me earlier before we started here that you like to have entrepreneurs inside your organization as well. You delegate to them, they take over responsibilities and everything. How has that worked inside your law firm?
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. I obviously work harder as the business owner. It is my business. It has my name on it. So it means more to me at the end of the day. And employees don't always have the same work ethic and drive to succeed. As long as they're getting a paycheck, they're happy.
Yeah.
So it's still somewhat of a battle, and we're still trying to grow.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've found too. Employees almost will never like your location or like your business or do the things that are the most important for your business. So you definitely got to watch out for that. So a lot of times we wear a lot of different hats, right? And we've got to, handle everything inside the organization until we can delegate. And it can be very difficult because people don't have the same care for your business that you do. And so I think that you do a great job on handling your employees and, getting over those humps and really delegating. What is something that you wish you would have known back when you started in this industry, before you were even a paralegal, that you wish you would have known then, that you know now, that you can tell some of the listeners out there? Or what's a piece of advice that you would tell somebody that's getting into this field?
Don't get comfortable. You grow more out of fear in doing things out of the unknown, and it's more rewarding when you try to accomplish. So going to law school was scary because I was out of the educational world for a long time. Taking the bar exam was terrifying. It's a 2-day exam, which I think is going on this week.
Is there only one week that you can take the bar exam?
They have it in July and February.
Okay.
Yeah. And opening my own law firm, obviously, was terrifying. The day I opened my firm, I had one client, luckily, but who has that ability? I just had faith.
Yeah.
I had faith.
So keep the faith.
Keep the faith and try not to get too comfortable, because when you're too comfortable, then you are just collecting the paycheck and you have the ability to grow.
Yeah. I think that all the time. We need to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yep.
And that's how we really grow. And so we step outside of the box and we really try to do new things. That's one of the things that I try to do as well, and like getting mentors and trying new things. But it's not just in the business world, it's also personally too, like running a half marathon or trying to fast for 4 days or doing a triathlon. I try to kind of find out what you're made of. And running the half marathon was one of the most difficult things that I had done in the last 2 years. And
Did you have a coach?
I did not have a coach.
Oh.
And I just went out and ran it. I did it with one of my friends that's in one of my entrepreneurship groups, who had some medical issues, and he's a runner, and I decided to do it with him in his recovery journey, and it was very difficult. But I think that we see that in life in general too. It's trying to get outside of our comfort zone. I know going to law school and taking your leap of starting your own business, it's very difficult, and I'm sure you kind of analyze the risk a little bit.
Yep.
But aren't you a lot more happy that you did that?
Yeah, absolutely. But mentors and coaching is the only way that you're going to be able to grow and do better.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend that no matter what you're going to get yourself into, when you get out of the comfort zone, you need a mentor or a coach.
How did you find your mentors?
I worked for them.
Yeah.
They were already attorneys, and so those are my mentors. And I hired a couple coaches along the way for business development and mindset. Mindset is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having the right mindset. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
When you're scared, you're focused on the negatives, and you have to try to flip the script and focus on the positive. And the more positive things you think about, the more positive things are going to happen to you. You're going to be looking for the positive. The positive's going to come to you.
Yeah. I'm all about attitude and effort. When I talk to my employees, when I talk to my kids that I coach, when I talk to a lot of people, and I think that having a positive attitude and putting in maximum effort really is the right mindset when you want to grow your business, get more clients, and look at the glass half full, so to speak. It is really all about perspective and perseverance when you're an entrepreneur and you're getting into something new, because there are a lot of stressful, sleepless nights when you're trying to make payroll, or when you're trying to get customers, or when you're struggling, or you're having difficulties in whatever aspect of life that you're having. So I think that that's great advice, to have the right mindset. And it's not for everybody. It's really not. Being an entrepreneur is tough. And I like that what you said, being an entrepreneur is harder than being a lawyer. So I'm going to take that little that little tidbit and keep that in my arsenal. Is there anything else that you would like to mention or talk about in your journey with your story or in your business that maybe some people might like to know?
Not really. Just never give up and have enough car insurance. Those are my 2 tips
That's
today.
the 2 tips today. Where can anybody find you if they're looking, or if they want more information about the personal injury law, or if they need help in that area?
Yeah. Either if you're involved in a car accident, you can find us, or if you just want to chat about being an entrepreneur and starting your own firm or business in general, you can find us online. It's Flanagan.law, and Flanagan is all A's, Flanagan, and it's .law, not .com. Our phone number is 720-928-9178, and all of our social media handles are the same. It's Flanagan Law, Colorado.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. I definitely learned a lot. I hope that I never have to use you as one of my lawyers.
I have that job.
Yeah,
I have that job.
I totally understand it. But when you are in a jam and need somebody like you, you're the first person I will call, and the best person to get with. So thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
And learning a little bit about your story. So
thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Get respect.